Good morning. What time is it? 5:51 a.m. Sunrise is at 6:30, roughly, and I've come down to a place called Taroona Beach, about, I don't know, 25 minutes out of Hobart. Just thought I'd see if I could get a bit of a seascape down here. Bit of a cloudless sky, so I'm not going to see too much amazing colour in the sky, but this place has got some really nice sort of rocks along the foreshore. I think I'll make a nice sunrise shot. As I get towards the point where we're going to see the sun rising, I think it's going to make for an interesting shot. So we'll keep heading that way and we'll set up. So I think given the lack of cloud in the sky, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up here and I'm going to shoot sort of to capture the water rushing around these rocks here, but as the sun comes up it's going to send some nice light down onto this cliff face here, and the tide's going out, so I may be able to move into a position where I can grab the sun on the rocks, the water rushing around the rocks, and then the cliff face maybe in the background. Not sure how quickly the tide's going to go out, so find a rock where I can put my stuff down. Alright, so I've got the camera all set up. It's got the wide angle lens on it, the 10-24, and got the trusty leaf filter bag. Loving this new bag, holds all the filters, and I'm just watching the waves to see, where they're crashing and to give myself a bit of an idea of where I could set up. And I think I'm actually going to move back a little bit and get this leading line of rocks moving in, and I'll show you. But I think I need to just double check that tide's going out, because it seems to be, the waves seem to be getting bigger, and I was pretty sure that they were going out, not coming in. But there's this really nice big rock here. As you can see, it sort of leads off into a set of series of rocks that's sort of like a leading line, and then on the horizon there is where all the colour's going to happen, and it's happening now. So I'm going to set up and see if I can get something like that. It'll just be a matter of timing it when the water comes right up and around this rock, which it does do every now and then, so we'll see what we can do. Well, I'm pretty happy with the composition. It's now just waiting for the right waves to come in. I've just sort of got to wait and then hope that it doesn't wash my tripod away, and then hopefully I can get a long enough exposure that it gives me a real nice effect. We'll see how we go. Well, I might have to move my composition because the water's not coming up and crashing around this rock as often as it was, if at all now, which is always typical. I've set up, done my composition, got everything set up, and now I'm going to have to move. There's plenty of good spots though, so I think I might move back down the beach a little bit and grab some shots around those rocks, the water rushing around the rocks down there. Like I said, the sunrise colours are not going to get much better than they are. It's just a nice hue on the horizon. Here we go, here we go. There we go, we got a little bit of water around this rock just now. It's just not quite, I'd say the tide's on the way out. Alright, let's move positions, we'll try something else. Struggling a little bit to find a good composition, and that's not because there's no shortage of amazing things to shoot here, but probably because there's so many things. I want to capture the waves crashing through the rocks. Hard to do. Find a good spot, a good rock to shoot. Find a good rock to shoot, it's just a matter of looking around. There's amazing rocks all along this beach. Let's see if we can shoot from here somewhere. See what we can do. Alright, so I've sort of got a composition and I've started putting some filters on. I'll just run you through what I'm doing. So I've got the Fuji XT1 with the 10-24mm lens on there. I've got a 0.6 hard grade, so that's 2 stops of light for the sky. And then I've got a big stopper in there, which is allowing me to do a long exposure. F8, sorry, F9 at the moment, F9. And I'm going to do about 90 seconds which gives plenty of time for the water to come rushing in around the rocks and give me that real silky sort of dreamy look. And the reason I'm doing that, I've actually got the camera pointed right down, so you might be wondering why I'm doing that. Well, the sky is very disinteresting or uninteresting. There's no clouds in the sky or anything, so by shooting down I'm getting these rocks. The long exposure will grab all the detail of the rock, we get the silky smooth look of the water around them. And the idea is you just got to hope that you get a few set of waves during your exposure that really comes up and creates a nice effect. But it doesn't always work out, you just got to keep trying. So, and the tide is going out, so it's, you know, also changing the composition slightly. The sunrise is pretty much just about done with. There's a lot of cloud on the horizon, so I don't think we're going to see anything brilliant. Alright, so a minute 40 seconds wasn't great, so I'm going to go for a little bit longer, just keeping in mind that light is now coming up. And it's funny, here I am freezing, I've got some gloves on. And one of the locals has just come running up the beach, stripped off her gear and has gone for a swim. So obviously the way that she likes to start her day. Right, so 2 minutes seem to work. So I'm going to give it another shot, just do that a few times whilst I'm waiting for the sun to come up, and that'll just give me the best chance of capturing some nice water movement, and then I can sort of just pick the best one. I may change the composition slightly, but I think this is pretty much my my spot for this morning. And we'll just see how the waves crash. As long as the waves keep crashing in around these rocks here, I think I'll be okay. So I'm sort of got a composition that's like that. So I've got a little bit of sky up here, but mainly what I'm going for is the water rushing around these rocks here. As you can see, the water's coming in around there, and then all of that will just make for an interesting photo on a long exposure. It just all goes dreamy and creamy. That's what I call it. There you go, that's the result of a couple of minutes exposure. I'm going to try another one with the polarizer. You're not really meant to put the polarizer on facing into the sun. I'm just going to see if I can get rid of some of the reflections off the rocks. It'll also cut a bit more of the light out, which means I'll get a, you know, keep being able to do my same sort of exposure length even though the sun's coming up. 3 filters in total. We've got the circular polarizing on the front. We've then got the Lee hard grade 2-stop, and then we've got the 10 stopper behind that. And going to go for a 2-minute exposure. I'm just hoping that I haven't left my run too late, because it looks like the waves aren't crashing up as high. Every now and then I get one that comes right up, but we're not getting as much water movement. So I might have to move my composition, but that circular polarizer definitely took the reflections off the rocks. So we'll see how it goes. If we can just get some nice waves coming in, then we'll get some good shots. Well, the sun's sort of now starting to come up. It's actually making more interesting light in the sky right now, so I just now need the water to cooperate, and I may get a decent shot. Bit of a nothing morning. One of those mornings where just not much happening. Struggled a little bit to find a composition, but like I said, I'm happy here. Not because it's not a good spot, as I said before, because there's just so many places I could set up and could take a photo. Now we've just got to wait for those waves. Hopefully the waves will pick back up. Every now and then they get a bit more wild and it works well. So, but I'm just mindful I'm running out of time. So let's hope we can get this happening. That sun now is very harsh coming up. I think it's time to pack up and get out of here. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments below. If you've got anything you want to add, please add. Let me know what your thoughts are.